Dr. Field, we talk about certainly the preventive care that's so critical, but what about something like this? You have seen so many people when those braces come off, and it's a different child or adult that gets up out of your chair, isn't it?
It is one of the most enjoyable things of my life, and one of the things I've enjoyed is I've gone around the community working on this. I bump into families or patients that I've had in the past, and it's been a real joy to me to meet them, and they remind me of how I might have seen them earlier. But getting the chance to add to that smile that people, a bright smile is just something people enjoy, and that's what I enjoyed about doing the orthodontics and what I enjoy about doing this. And virtually every dentist I talked to about this was willing to do this for us. Many of the dentists are already the dentists that work at Good News contribute themselves working over there, volunteer as well. So it's some of the same people doing this work, but it's just a joy to be able to help the people at Good News when I know what kind of work they do over there.
And if there's someone out there, Cheryl, maybe there's a dentist watching, and Dr. Field, I don't know how, but maybe he missed calling on them, and you want them to participate. They can still participate.
They can. They can just call the clinic if they would like to participate. The clinic number is 770-297-5040, and we welcome others to join us.
And tell us where the Green Warren Dental Clinic is located.
The clinic is located, it's part of Good News Clinics. We're located at 810 Pine Street in Gainesville, right off of Jesse Jewell, between Jesse Jewell and Queen City Parkway, actually.
Right over near our water department, and
exactly
right near our brand new upcoming police and fire
That's
departments.
Right. They'll be our new neighbors.
You'll be in there with all those city buildings. Well, certainly we appreciate what you're doing for the community, and just really look forward to knowing that this is a successful project for you.
Well, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, too.
Well, certainly dogs are no stranger to Good Morning Gainesville as we highlight the Humane Society every single month. But this month we are going behind the badge of the Gainesville Police Department to find out about some working dogs in our canine unit.
Hello and welcome to Behind the Badge. I'm Joe Britt, and joining me today is Angel Vargas. Angel has been with the department for 7 years and has been serving as our canine handler and department trainer for 6 years. How you doing, Angel?
Good. Glad to be here, Joe.
Tell us a little bit about who's all involved in our canine division.
We currently have 5 dogs assigned to our unit at this point. We have handler Jim Von Essen and his canine Eris, which will soon be replaced by our newest canine Mirko and his handler Josh Adams. We have our veteran handler Anthony Giaquinta and his dog Miso, and our newest canine that's been assigned to the unit, and our first female canine Anya with her handler Darren Vogt, and of course me and my canine Diego. My first responsibility as a handler is assignment to a patrol shift. On that assignment I am responsible for all canine calls or any calls where a canine can be of assistance. On top of that, my responsibilities include training my departmental canine and to ensure that our training is maintained at the highest levels to handle these calls that we are called to. As a trainer, I'm responsible for maintaining training for all of our canines and coordinating that training. I'm also responsible for ensuring that we maintain 3 certifications a year and that the dogs' levels of training are at acceptable departmental levels. On top of that, we do departmental training for all other members of the department to ensure that they are fully aware of what our canine teams do, their capabilities, and how they can assist our teams.
Angel, you mentioned we have 5 dogs in our division. Explain to our viewers what all they do.
All of our dogs are full-service dogs, which means that they are trained in 4 areas. Those areas are drug detection, tracking, apprehension, and article searches.
What benefits do our citizens receive through this service?
Well, Joe, these teams are all really good at what they do. It goes beyond holding a leash and letting a dog lead the way. The handler has to be able to translate what the dog is telling them by their body language into terms that they can understand. They use this understanding to assist them in all they do. As I mentioned earlier, these teams are trained in 4 areas. Each of these areas are critical in all they do in assisting the citizens of the city of Gainesville. They have located drugs that were hidden where they would not have been found, like behind the speedometer or the headlight of a car. They have tracked Alzheimer's patients and criminals that have not been located without the dog. They have located evidence that has been discarded outside of shootings. They have even protected officers from coming into harm's way with their ability to apprehend violent suspects. All of these examples are true and only scratch the surface of some of the benefits of these remarkable teams.
Well, Angel, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
If you would like the services of our K-9 unit, feel free to contact Lieutenant Stan Kimbrell at 770-297-5416. And thank you for joining us today on Behind the Badge. We are proud to serve our community. And remember, always be safe.
We're broadcasting Good Morning Gainesville this morning from high atop the old First Federal Building, now known as 311 Green Street, right in the heart of our city. And as you can see, the traffic that is up and down E.E. Butler this morning. You can probably see Jesse Jewell. We can see all over the city of Gainesville, certainly several of the churches in our community and the post office. There's pretty much, we've got a 360-degree view from where we are. And we are so glad to welcome this morning Joy Griffin from the American Cancer Society. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me this morning.
We're glad to have you and glad to bring you into such a beautiful facility today.
Absolutely. It's gorgeous. We saw the sunrise this morning. It was breathtaking.
Joy, you are the community manager for the local office of the American Cancer Society, and you all are also, like Good News, working on a big fundraiser.
Absolutely. We have, of course, our biggest fundraiser. It's our signature event for the American Cancer Society. It's Relay for Life, and that's coming up the first weekend at June 5th, and it's going to be at Road Atlanta this year, so we're really excited about that. But leading up to, or building up to that event, we have a new event called Relay on the Square and Everywhere. And we're asking all of our merchants around Hall County to give 10% of their sales to the American Cancer Society and the Relay for Life. So whether they're a business or restaurant, we're all coming together to find a cure, to work together as a community, because it takes just that, an entire community in the fight.
Now, do people need to come in and say, I'm making this purchase and want to make this donation to the Cancer Society, or how would that work?
There may be a few restaurants and businesses where that's necessary, but for the most part, it's a blanket 10% for that Wednesday, which is going to be the last Wednesday in April, which is April 29th. And we'll have live music and a band on the square. That's going to kind of be our central hub for the big party. So we'll have live music from 11 to 8. And just have an all-around good time. And we're spreading out to Flowery Branch and other areas of our community. We're just go out and eat and go shopping on Wednesday, April 29th, and chances are you're going to find someone who's giving some sales to Relay for Life. And there'll be a big purple bow and a sign in their window, so be on the lookout for those folks.
Okay, so it's the Gainesville Square or the Flowery Branch Square, doesn't matter, but certainly an easy way for someone to have a good time, and also, as we mentioned earlier, it's a win-win for the Cancer Society and for the individual.
Right. We want people to go out and just be involved in our community in every way possible, and that means patronizing local businesses, and you're also able to support Relay at the same time.
Well, Joy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
The Gainesville High School Theater Department is hard at work right now working on their next play, which is going to be Godspell. That's coming up in May. I sat down recently with some of the cast members.